Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Mickey. My name is Kristen. Some of you know me as Belle Loves the Beast on Sorcerer Radio. On Cooking with Mickey, I'm going to be making recipes from the parks as well as the movies. Today, I'm going to be making my favorite little chef's recipe, Remy's Ratatouille. So let's get started. This recipe calls for yellow, orange, and red bell peppers, half of each. You're going to remove the ribs and the seeds, and then you're going to place them face down on aluminum foil, and you're going to put them in a 450-degree oven. And you're going to leave these in for about 15 minutes, just long enough to loosen up the skin so they can be removed. While our peppers are roasting, we're going to go ahead and start making the sauce for the ratatouille. A little bit of oil in the skillet. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. You're going to add half a cup of finely chopped onions. You're going to let this cook for about 8 minutes. And for those of you that don't know what ratatouille is, it is a French dish that has just vegetables in it. Tomatoes, zucchini, eggplant. Now that our onions and garlic are nice and soft, as you can see, they're not brown. They're just translucent. What I have here, I'm going to add the tomatoes, which have been seeded, juiced, and peeled. Finely diced. I'm going to put that in. 3 tomatoes. Then I'm going to add the juice from the tomatoes. And I've got parsley, thyme, and a bay leaf. I'm going to put these in here, and I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes on low heat. Our peppers are now ready, so we're going to take them out of the oven. We're going to let them cool long enough that we can handle them. Then we're going to remove the skins and then finally chop them. Once the peppers have cooled, you're going to chop them finally after the skins have been removed. Okay, now that we have our peppers all chopped, we're going to add them in with the rest of the tomatoes, onions, and garlic. For those of you who are wondering what ratatouille means, according to what I can find online, the French translation of ratatouille, rata means chunky stew, and touille means to stir. I don't know if that's right. I'm sure Imagine could tell us though. Now that our peppers are softened, we're going to remove the herbs that we put in the beginning. Then we're also going to set aside 1 tablespoon of the sauce. The rest of this is going to go into the bottom of a skillet. You're going to need an 8 or a 10-inch skillet to put all the sauce in. Okay, now we're going to add in our zucchini, eggplant, and tomatoes. Now what we did is we cut each of these into a 1/16 of an inch slice. And you put 2 slices of each ingredient in the pan. You're going to put them in a circular pattern. Now, I actually had to use regular eggplant, standard eggplant you see at the grocery store, rather than what it calls for, which is the Japanese eggplant. I couldn't find any, so I just used regular eggplant. Now this recipe, I know I told you it was Remy's recipe, but technically it is Thomas Keller, who is a chef in France. It's his recipe. And he's the one that was the consultant for Disney Pixar's Ratatouille film. And the crew for the movie went to France and actually took cooking classes to learn how to make all of these dishes that you saw in the movie. Okay, once you get all your vegetables in the bowl, As you can see, I still have some left over. You're going to take 1/8 of a teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, and you're going to mix it together with 2 teaspoons of oil. As you can see, I'm eyeing this. Don't always have to measure everything out. And then you're going to add salt and pepper to taste. Once you do that, you're going to mix it up, and we're going to pour it right on top of the ratatouille. Okay, now we're going to put aluminum foil over the top of our skillet. You're going to crimp the edges down so it's nice and sealed. The vegetables are steamed. And we're going to place it in a 275 degree oven. Now it's going to cook until it's nice and soft. And you'll know when you can stick a paring knife with it. According to the recipe, it's about 2 hours. We're about to find out. Okay, now we're going to check our food. Let's see if it's done yet. That smells good. So we're going to check it by seeing if we can, how easily the knife goes in. Oh, nice and easy. Okay. We'll leave the cover off, and we're going to put it back in the oven for another 30 minutes. Okay, now that the ratatouille is done in the oven, I'm going to make the sauce that goes on it. That little bit of sauce that we had pulled out before, we're going to add dried herbs to it. Actually, not dried, fresh. Like thyme, basil, oregano, sage. And the easiest way to get thyme off of a stem, just to pull it straight down. We're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. And a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. And herbs. Mix that up. Okay. And we'll get out the ratatouille. That smells good. Make sure you'll leave the handle on there so you don't accidentally pick it up and burn yourself. So we'll scoop some of this out. Make sure we get some of that sauce. Put some of this on top. And if you're a wine drinker, I recommend drinking a red. Something like a Merlot with this would be good. So I'm going to have a little bit of wine. That's pretty good. Well, as Mickey would say, see you real soon.